Oh, gosh, that's a good question.
I mean, I think a lot of male florists stereotypically have been gay in the past.
I could convince him that he also liked me.
Co było?
Ja wiem, jak to było.
W 64.
I feel like we even get like even a little more trust being gay as florists. Like there's a moment where people are like, oh, you're gay, you probably know what you're talking about.
We met in a flower shop, so that's a good place to start. Must be like 20 years ago. We both worked in the same flower shop in Amsterdam.
We worked together and were not in love. I guess it was just a typical shop situation where you like your colleague as a colleague, but for the rest I think there was nothing. Then I stopped in that shop and started my own business. And a bit later I saw Uli again. I thought, oh, he's nicer than I thought. And I could convince him that he also liked me.
We met at the cafe, which is a gay bar in the Castro.
8 years ago?
Almost eight? Almost 8.
Almost 8 years ago. We hated our jobs and we were like, we want to do something different. And we liked spending time together and being together all day. So we decided to open a little business together. And it was literally just us in the store like 7 days a week, every single day, fighting and arguing and liking each other and trying to figure it out.
But we do work really well with one another.
Yeah.
I mean, there's hiccups all the time.
Totally.
And I feel like in any type of relationship, work relationship, romantic relationship, it just takes effort. We practice a lot of that. We both go to therapy.
Yeah. Separate therapists.
All those good things.
Yeah.
Wellness.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing for us, we've been together for almost 11 years. We've been doing this business for 5 years together, but we handle different parts of the business. What's really funny, a lot of people don't know, I actually don't arrange flowers at all. I kind of run, it's just, he's the flower mastermind and creative director. We kind of have different, not only different work styles, but we handle different parts of the business, and that really helps because we're not stepping on each other's toes too.
Also, we're completely different.
We are different people.
We balance each other out a little bit, which is nice.
I think people don't care so much that we're gay. I think a lot of people are pretty taken aback at how much we've achieved in such a short amount of time, how hard we work. But they, specifically they hear the name Putnam and Putnam, they kind of maybe think these like older gentlemen. Yeah.
No, w naszym kraju, jeśli chodzi o ten temat, jest to dość ciężki temat, ponieważ jesteśmy krajem katolickim. Wiadomo, że homoseksualizm jest sodomią, więc jest niedopuszczalny.
Jakby myślę, że w kontekście postrzegania nas jako homoseksualistów w Polsce trochę jest tak, że przymyka się na to oko, bo pracujemy, bo jesteśmy artystami.
Aczkolwiek na szczęście nie mieszkamy w Białymstoku, tylko mieszkamy w Poznaniu. Jednak Poznań, o tyle o ile jest dość hermetycznym miastem i dość mieszczańskim, to jest to, ja się śmieję, że to jest miasto kiboli i gejów. W sensie takim, że w tym mieście jest dosyć duży odsetek homoseksualistów. Mamy też Stonewall, naszą organizację LGBT.
I feel in San Francisco, at least, my experience has been that we've been quite protected from the negative political environment, the toxic white supremacy, all that just awfulness. Luckily, San Francisco is, so progressive and so open.
I mean, we're really lucky to live here in the city. And even, the whole country, I feel like in a lot of different places are getting better.
I feel a privilege to live and work in an environment where being gay is celebrated and sometimes not even a thing.
I guess that most creative businesses, letting people live the life they live, because that makes you creative. I think if you would limit a creative person and say you can't be gay or you can't be this or you can't be that, a part of your person has to be hidden somewhere. And then I think you can't do what you're really good at.
I feel like queer people have often kind of led a new creative approach to things. Like being queer in general is kind of being other.
Well, I think in any creatives, people are more open-minded than the opposite.
But we do, it's funny, we do get put into some very conservative situations sometimes.
We do, yeah.
Like, we were just in Japan and we were kind of touring all the flower farms kind of, what islands were we on?
We're in Kyushu and Shikoku.
And these growers, I mean, they were much older growers. They've been doing this forever, and I think they did. When they looked at us, we were kind of dressed crazy. We definitely looked very gay, but they didn't care because they loved that it's like we're so young and we're so excited to be there, and we respect what they do so much. I mean, growing flowers is such a hard, like, labor-intensive thing, and I think that we pay a lot of like respect and give these people a lot of enthusiasm for what they do. So I think they just kind of look past all it and they just get excited that we're there.
We go to the flower market, like I said, almost every single day, and it's like, you know, we go in very gay and very ourselves with our, you know, coats and however we go in, and it's like being in a totally different world. Everyone is usually farmers, especially the California, like Bay Area farmers. So there's like a lot of people who have been in the field like all morning, and they are there just to sell their flowers, and it's such a different world. I don't think I know one gay vendor at all.
Me either.
Not one. I don't even think I know a gay person who works for a vendor.
Yeah, no. It's very heterosexual.
Yeah. They cut it and we turn it into magic.
Jakby ten aspekt tego w ogóle, że jesteśmy gejami, moim zdaniem jakby super, to jest super rzecz odnośnie tego, co robimy. Bo jakby nam więcej wolno jako artyści. Myślę, że ludzie też po prostu nie zadają niewygodnych pytań, ale generalnie jest tak, że no,
Nie jest to tajemnicą.
Nie jest to tajemnicą, nie ukrywamy tego, nigdy tego nie ukrywaliśmy, aczkolwiek też się nigdy nie afiszowaliśmy tym. Dla nas najważniejsze jest to, że to jest Łukasz, ja jestem Radek i po prostu zajmujemy się kwiatami. Tak chcemy, żeby o nas myśleli ludzie.
Whoever he is, it doesn't really matter because you go for that style. And so I think it makes it, I guess, easier in a creative surrounding to be yourself.
But I think definitely maybe you're also more judged by what you do, what you create, and that's like the main thing, the first thing people see from the outside. And if they like that, then, well, yeah, that's a good way to start.
My nikomu że tak powiem, pod pierzynę nie zaglądamy i chcemy, żeby nam też ludzie nie zaglądali, więc po prostu no, jakby szanujmy się, każdy ma swoją przestrzeń, w której funkcjonuje. Jest to drugorzędne, w sensie takim, że jesteśmy homoseksualistami. Po prostu ja zawsze mówiłem tak, jestem ja, a później to, z kim sypiam. I chcę być tak traktowany i chcę, żeby ludzie w ten sposób na nas patrzyli.
I haven't experienced it.
Yeah.
Where it's been, you know, people say, oh, gay people, and they're like, oh, and you're a florist?
Right.
Like, that doesn't really... Maybe it's because my hands are always, like, full of, like, flowers, and I'm, like, obviously dirty and sweating from stress, so it's like, obviously that's the florist.
Yeah. Do you feel like we even get like even a little more trust being gay as florists? Like there's a moment where people are like, oh, you're gay, you probably know what you're talking about.
Homoseksualizm nie determinuje mojego życia do tego stopnia, że po prostu, nie wiem, jest mi przykro z tego powodu, czuję się źle. Wspieramy bardzo społeczność LGBT, ale nie uczestniczymy w tym. Po prostu tacy jesteśmy i to jest nasz wybór, tak samo jak nie mamy nic przeciwko paradom równości. No jakby jeżeli ludzie chcą brać w tym udział, chcą tak manifestować swoje jestestwo, proszę bardzo. Nasze jestestwo manifestujemy w kwiatach.
It's, I guess, the power of the flower, that most people love flowers and most people appreciate that feeling a flower can give you. A flower works between people without words. If you give someone a flower, it carries a message. And so maybe you think if you're in that flower community, you don't really try to judge someone for something else because you all care for the same thing, the flower. If I meet someone, I don't really care who you go to bed with or who you want to love. I like the idea that everybody should live and let live and love who you love as long as you are happy.
To, że my się spotkaliśmy, to jest, uważam, najcudowniejsza rzecz, która się wydarzyła w moim życiu. Wszechświatu po prostu dziękuję za to, że mogłem spotkać Łukasza, to, że on się na mnie otworzył, że zaczęliśmy razem pracować.
I think I was in love with you way before you realized it with me.
Yeah. Well, you were trying to move in, so I should have guessed that.
We dress kind of crazy, and we're unapologetically, you know, our individual selves, which I think is cool, and I think people appreciate that.
That's maybe why we decided also to do this, to show that there are many different faces of being gay. Hopefully one day everybody can just be who they are. That would be a dream.